Hickok 45 here, trying to be a cowboy. And of course we all know you cannot be a cowboy or a cowman or a cowgirl or a cowwoman unless you have a Colt, right? Is that the case? Well, let's just see. Let's shoot this thing. Oh, nice. Woohoo! Yeah, man. Colt, single action army, and 45 Colt, it doesn't get a lot better. But in order to be a cowboy, a real cowboy, like the goofball you're looking at right now, do you have to have a Colt? Does it have to be a Colt? That's my question. You need to answer it. I think I know how you'll answer. Let's go over here and talk about that. Yep, this happens to be a Colt single action army, and it's in the right chambering. 45 Colt. 4440 ain't bad. Neither are the other chamberings, but 45 Colt was the original, and what a beauty. This one happens to be a second gen gun. Very, very nice. Yeah. So we've got to answer that question. Does it take a Colt? Because I got some others here. Can you be a cowboy and it not be a Colt? First, I want to thank the people from Gallery of Guns, Davidson's, where you get a guaranteed lifetime replacement on your firearms purchase. So check them out. Silencer Central. Do one thing, do it really well. Make the best suppressors you can imagine. Appreciate their help. Also, SDI.edu, the Sonoran Desert Institute. You can get some distance learning and firearms education, gunsmithing, drone technology, you name it. So, yep, we've got some variety here. And what brought this to my meager mind a while back was how, thinking back about my dad, how when he was alive, he'd love anything cowboys, the westerns, the novels. He would read the western novels, Lula Moore, you name it, and watch all the movies. He's one that gave me the addiction probably. I'd watch them with him, whether it was Cheyenne or Gunsmoke, The Rifleman, Tales of Wells Fargo. We watched so many of those episodes together. But now he was a little slower to let go of the dollars for firearms. And 'cause he wasn't quite the gun nut I am, put it that way. But when he bought this Halls, I kind of talked him into getting something like this, a Western firearm of some kind. And this was in the 70s, 1970s, not the 1870s. And he bought this Halls Western Marshall in 357 Magnum. Now, if you were trying to be a cowboy today, you'd probably more likely be looking for a Colt if you could afford it, or a Vaquero, a Colt clone, and 45, maybe 4440, maybe 38, I don't know. And that would make you a cowboy, right? Well, there weren't as many choices back then. And but when he saw this with those pearl handles and everything, he just had to have this. It's a bit of a tank. It's heavy if you have one of these, but they're fairly well made. And it was made in Western Germany. You get that? This one's very political. It's pretty cool. This goes back to when there was an East Germany and a West Germany. And 357, he shot the heck out of this thing. And so, in a way, this answers the question, can you be a cowboy without a Colt? Because this firearm, and I'm gonna shoot it, is that okay? It made Dad a cowboy. He loved this thing, fired it every time he went out to the farm. He would always take it if he's going out there to work on the garden or whatever he was doing. This and his 22 would go with him, and often his Winchester 30-30. And he would fire this thing a lot. So I try to keep it exercised for him. Let's see if it's still accurate. There we go, bullseye. So it's my job to keep it tuned up. And it does have some issues. I need to get it to a gunsmith, you know, and see what the issue is with it. But it was his gun, and it did make him a cowboy. Yeah, that one skipped. He he just loved it. It was a 357. You know, I'm shooting 38 in it. But so the question is, anything that is kind of a Western type of firearm, if you have a little bit of cowboy in you, you like the Westerns, that sort of thing, there are lots of choices. Here's a Vaquero. These things are really built like a tank, and they come in all chamberings. This one's the Bisley model, but they come in other simpler models. They're safe to load 6 without any trouble. You just open up the loading gate, got a transfer bar and everything. So they're very popular, very, very popular for cowboy action shooting and pretending you're a cowboy, right? Like so many of us like to do. This was my first. I talk about a cowboy, being a Colt snob and everything. This was my first cowboy gun, a Ruger, and it actually had the old action. Now this is not the exact one. I traded it off and I've replaced it with one just exactly like it, same vintage. And this is a 45 Colt, just like the one I had back in 73 that I bought, 72, 73. And you know, it's a Ruger, but that one turned me into a cowboy. Like this one turned Dad into a cowboy, and this one made me an official cowboy, right? So yeah, that's the thing. Cowboy's a bit of a state of mind, I guess. Could be a Ruger. Of course, it could be a percussion revolver, right? Could make you a cowboy. So there's lots of different firearms, lots of single action. So bottom line is single action, you know, or a lever action is what makes us a cowboy. Takes us back to the days of yesteryear where you have to cock the hammer all the way back before you can fire that thing. Yeah, even though there were a few double actions, you know, in the 19th century, but by and large, single action, gotta cock it to shoot it. Open a loading gate, unless it was a Smith & Wesson, and you just put those rounds in there, and then you're ready to go, right? And since we got this one dirty, right, let's shoot it again. So, yep, single action, that's what it's all about. And whatever brand, whatever style, you know, it's just important you bring out the cowboy in yourself, because I know almost all of you, you got some cowboy in you, right? Oh, yep, it's one. Loaded 5. Woo. Oh, I wounded him. How about that cowboy down there? Yeah. Yep. You don't have to have a Colt to be a cowboy. That's the bottom line. But you do need a single action in some chambering that you prefer, where you have to cock that big hammer back and then pull the trigger and it will go bang, right? It could be a Hall's, Western Marshall, could be a Ruger Vaquero, could be a Uberti, a Cimarron. We could name them all day long. And, you know, who knows? You will probably eventually find the perfect revolver to make you a cowboy, just like I have done, my dad did, and many others. Life is good.
Oh yeah, that's better. This is a great gun for defense. Oh hey, didn't see you guys there. While I've got you here, I want to remind you of our friends over at Talon Grips and Ballistol. Talon Grips makes grips, can you believe it, for all different types of firearms. You can get rough texture or more of a rubberized texture. It just sticks right on there. You know, really affordable, really cool option to improve the grip for your handguns or rifles. So please check them out at talongungrips.com. You'll be glad you did. And also Ballistol. Dad has been using Ballistol for many years. It's a cleaner and a lubricant, and it's non-toxic. It works really great, and we're happy to have them on board since it's been a part of our shooting endeavor for a very long time. So go to ballistol.com, talongungrips.com. And also, while you're out there, I'm juggling all these things here. Also, while you're on the internet, please do check out our other social media like Hickok45 on Facebook. There's also Hickok45 on Twitter, The Real Hickok45 on Instagram. There's a John_Hickok45 on Instagram where I do some things. There's Hickok45.com. You can find us also on Gunstreamer. So check out all that stuff and then watch more videos.